A TikTok user shared a chilling experience that unfolded right outside his home. A child appeared wearing a long, furry skirt, a heavy jacket, and an animal-like mask, standing completely still. No movement, no sound, no explanation. The eerie figure returned several times, each visit marked by the same unsettling silence. Eventually, the man gathered the nerve to approach, recording everything as he went.
You okay? Are you okay? Hey, buddy. Hello? Seriously, man, you're kind of creeping me out. Where are your parents at? Hello?
He spoke to the figure, but it never moved or responded in any way. It simply stood there, motionless and silent. To this day, no one has discovered who that child was or why they kept coming back, leaving the whole event shrouded in mystery. This video, uploaded on July 14, 2024, included the caption, "Fear grips a remote farm deep in the wilderness. The red-eyed, aggressive Bigfoot." In the clip, two glowing red eyes can be seen peering into a house from the yard. Due to the overwhelming darkness, the creature itself can't be clearly seen. Still, those eyes look far from ordinary. No known animal has eyes that reflect such an unnatural red hue, leading many to suspect it could be a cryptid, a dangerous predator hiding somewhere in the wild. While the caption refers to it as Bigfoot, no one can say for certain what it really was. A hiker exploring a secluded trail in the Appalachian Mountains thought he had captured the perfect shot, a fox and a deer in the same frame. But moments later, something far more unusual drew his attention. A figure stood still among the trees. Could it have been another traveler? He claimed it appeared tall, covered in hair, and not entirely human. The distance made it impossible to confirm, leaving the encounter shrouded in mystery within the misty Appalachian wilderness. A Reddit user was hiking along a secluded section of the Appalachian Trail when he stumbled upon something that at first looked like a body. There was no smell, but the shape appeared disturbingly human. Gripped by fear, he stepped closer, only to discover it was an abandoned campsite. But something about it was deeply wrong. The ground was scattered with children's blankets and stuffed animals, one blanket tightly wrapped around a bundle of toys. Nearby sat a truck, making the entire scene feel far too deliberate to ignore. Even after realizing it wasn't a corpse, the eerie find continued to haunt him. This video dates back many years but only recently resurfaced online, leaving countless viewers baffled. The strange encounter reportedly happened in Latvia, a small country in northeastern Europe. A man was walking through a quiet forest when he suddenly came face to face with what looked like a Bigfoot-like creature. The figure was entirely covered in thick, dark hair and moved upright on two legs. When it noticed the camera, it quickly turned and sprinted across a nearby highway. Since there were no vehicles in sight, people assumed the road was either abandoned or deep in the wilderness. The witness was left frozen in shock, unsure of what he had just seen. Those who later analyzed the footage noticed something particularly unsettling about its movements. The hunched posture, wide shoulder swings, and heavy stride all appeared distinctly non-human. Some enthusiasts suggested it could be a Bigfoot, while others argued it might be a younger Sasquatch based on its size. A few went even further, proposing it could belong to an entirely unknown species native to Latvia. At a wedding held in an old Appalachian cabin once owned by a local storyteller, one guest captured an unsettling photo. None of the attendees had worn black, yet the picture showed a dark, shadowy figure standing inside the room. Witnesses said that spot had been completely empty at the time. Even the professional photographer was baffled. There were no camera malfunctions, and nothing like this had ever occurred before. So who was the unknown figure that seemed to linger among the Appalachian hills? On August 5th, 2025, Andrew Clifton was walking his dog along a winding trail in the Appalachian Mountains. He casually filmed in slow motion on his phone, just another ordinary day outdoors.
Steady. Ooh.
Later, as he reviewed the footage, he noticed something unusual darting across the frame. The object moved far too fast to identify, and its altitude and trajectory ruled out simple explanations like a bird or an arrow. Its velocity and flight angle didn't align with anything typical, leaving its true origin completely unknown and still unexplained to this day. A family spent the weekend at their secluded cabin deep in the Appalachian foothills, hoping for a quiet retreat. That evening, they gathered outside, laughing and playing music around a small fire. Suddenly, someone noticed movement near the edge of the trees, a pale shape peeking out from behind a trunk. Instantly, the laughter stopped. They rushed indoors, locking the doors, their hearts pounding as they tried to process what they had seen lurking in the Appalachian darkness. A man filming near an old remote cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains noticed a large, brown, furry figure moving nearby. It walked upright with a slow, steady stride, as if it belonged to those woods. The creature didn't appear to notice him, quietly slipping through the trees around the cabin. For a moment, the camera zoomed in, capturing just enough to spark debate. Could this have actually been Bigfoot? An Instagram user shared dash cam footage recorded around 2 a.m. on July 25, 2024. The video shows a car speeding down a narrow, winding road through the Appalachian Mountains when an animal suddenly runs across its path. The driver slows and notices something watching from the side. He later explained that it felt as though the creature had appeared to warn him of danger ahead, like a guardian angel in disguise. Without that animal, he might have driven straight into a deep ravine hidden by darkness. Some claim the clip is AI generated, while others are sure it's real. The truth, however, remains unknown. What do you think? While trekking through the Australian outback in search of the legendary Yowie, a team of explorers recorded fascinating thermal footage. In one frame, 4 human figures are clearly visible, yet just to the left appears a much larger heat signature. Its size and outline don't match a person or any known creature. Even more unsettling, nothing out of the ordinary was seen in that area during their journey. Now, the group is left questioning what could have been standing so close, completely unseen to the naked eye. This remarkable trail camera recording, believed to show Bigfoot, was captured in west central Alberta, Canada, and first came to light on January 17, 2024. The device had been set up by wildlife researchers to study wolverines in the region. It was never intended to document anything extraordinary. The footage begins when a buck appears behind a tree, briefly looking into the frame before stepping away. Moments later, on the opposite side of that same tree, a different presence emerges. At first, the dark figure remains completely motionless, blending into the shadows. Then, once the deer moves out of view, it slowly steps forward. The being appears exceptionally tall and broad, its form covered in thick, dark hair from head to toe. This clip was captured by a trail camera set up by a local resident in the Appalachian Mountains on December 25, 2009. It appears to show a large, dark figure kneeling near a small campsite. Food and snacks had been left out in hopes of luring a Sasquatch. The creature's stance is peculiar. Its head sits unusually low with no visible neck, and its build is massive, featuring broad shoulders unlike those of a bear. The upper back and shoulders have a distinctly human-like outline. One particularly strange detail is a deep ridge running down its back, separating the muscles in a way no bear's anatomy would. So who, or what, was that figure seated beside the picnic setup deep within the Appalachian wilderness? Let's examine some truly baffling footage. A man named Hunter Peter claims to have the body of a Bigfoot preserved inside a freezer.
5 toes. You can see its very large hands. See its eyes. It clearly is a male. You can see right there. This is the front of the Sasquatch. You know, compared to a human's hand, like my hand's not even close.
He states it has 5 toes, enormous hands, and visible eyes. When he compares its hand to his own, the size difference is astonishing. The video shows what he says is a frozen Sasquatch corpse encased in ice. The body appears massive, consistent with standard Bigfoot descriptions, covered in thick, dark brown hair with large hands and a heavy frame. The head looks decayed and bloodied, its eyes shut and teeth uneven, creating an eerily lifelike image. Could Hunter Peter genuinely have a real Bigfoot body? Or is it all an elaborate setup, perhaps an incredibly detailed replica meant to mislead? A man was camping off a remote trail in the Great Smoky Mountains when eerie sounds startled him awake in the middle of the night. At first, he assumed it was a deer or some other animal moving nearby, but soon the noises grew louder, drawing closer, echoing through the fog-draped forest. With no moonlight and no one else for miles, he realized he was utterly alone. He stayed inside his tent, managing to last until dawn, though he barely slept a minute. Whatever had been roaming out there in the misty Appalachian wilderness is still unknown. The following trail camera recording allegedly shows an exceptionally clear and close-up view of a Bigfoot, and for many viewers, it ranks among the most convincing pieces of evidence ever released. According to reports from MTV, the sighting took place near the Klamath River, along the border between Oregon and California. The camera had been securely fastened to a tree branch positioned roughly 10 feet above the ground. Upon review, the footage revealed a massive, dark creature covered in long, tangled hair. Its face appeared strikingly primate-like, yet it clearly didn't resemble any known species of ape or monkey, because the camera was mounted about 10 feet high and the creature's head reached only a few feet below it. Experts estimate the figure could stand close to 8 feet tall. Its limbs looked enormous, arms and legs far too thick and proportioned to belong to anyone wearing a suit or costume. This remarkably sharp and detailed clip has never been proven fake and continues to leave even veteran researchers baffled. Could this be genuine proof of Bigfoot or just an incredibly convincing fabrication? In a quiet valley along North Carolina's Appalachian Trail, a hiker claimed to spot a bizarre bull with horns perfectly curled into a circle above its head. Some say it's just a rare genetic anomaly, while others believe it might be something older, a sacred guardian from ancient mountain legends, silently protecting the land. Still, maybe it's just another case of AI trickery. These days, it's getting nearly impossible to tell what's real anymore. So what do you think? In June 2001, Jim Mills and his team embarked on a backpacking trip through California's Marble Mountains when they came across something strange. Deep within the woods, they discovered piles of leaves and branches carefully arranged, claw marks etched into nearby trees, and flattened areas that looked like makeshift bedding. Later, as they scanned the ridgeline with their camera, they recorded something unexpected.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
Moving now.
The trees. It's to the right of them. It's walking that way. What trees? Trees. Okay. See the King's Castle? Yeah.
He's that kind of little skinny thing.
That little thing.
A tall, dark figure walking upright across the ridge. It appeared lean, but distinctly human-like in its stance. The group watched in shock, unsure of what they were witnessing. Could they have just filmed real footage of Bigfoot wandering the Marble Mountains? A routine drive through Provo Canyon took an unexpected turn when something unusual appeared in the trees.
This corner, I think. Like right here. Oh, look, right there. Stop, back up.
As the car made its way along the road near Sundance, Utah, the passengers scanned the forest on both sides. Suddenly, one of them shouted, pointing to something just off the shoulder. The driver slowed and turned around, eager to get another look. Confusion and excitement filled the car as they searched the tree line.
Pretty cool. He was huge. I scared him off.
Then, through the branches, they spotted a tall, dark figure, upright, motionless, and partly obscured. Within moments, it slipped back into the forest. They reversed for a clearer view, but whatever had been there was already gone, leaving only unanswered questions behind. A Reddit user shared a photo allegedly taken by one of her in-laws during a hike in coastal Georgia. They managed to capture one blurry picture and a short, shaky clip before the figure vanished into the trees. The distance and low light made the image unclear, leaving viewers to speculate. Some claimed it was Bigfoot. Others thought it was a bear or a human. The family remains unsure, saying only that what they saw was unlike anything before. What began as a peaceful drive near Provo Airport quickly became a moment the Johnson family would never forget.
Look how pretty the sunset is. Ow.
As they drove down the quiet road on a bright afternoon, their daughter casually recorded the sunset on her iPad, but amid the calm scenery, the camera captured something strange.
What was that?
A tall, dark figure moving near a cornfield. It appeared only for a few seconds, running upright before vanishing into the stalks. The figure looked massive, far larger than a normal person. When the family later reviewed the video, they were stunned by what they saw. Could this brief moment have captured a real Bigfoot? While exploring the Himalayas, two travelers captured something they never anticipated.
No masz, a ty tam coś na kamienie wydawało mi się ruszało. Co tam jest? Widzisz? Zobacz, tam na lewo od kozicy to jest. O kurde. Pokaż to na to. O kurde, masz to? Weź to, masz to? Gdzie to jest? O, tutaj, o kurde, co to jest? Niedźwiedź? Nie, na niedźwiedziach nie chodzi. Co to jest? Do kozicy.
Far ahead on the rocky slope, a massive dark figure could be seen moving steadily across the terrain. Its slow, purposeful movements appeared human, yet strangely unnatural against the vast, empty landscape. Many believe the footage might show the legendary Yeti, a creature described in local tales as an ape-like being that roams the mountains. The hikers noted there were no visible paths or trails in that area, making it unlikely to be a person. Whatever it was, the mysterious figure remains unexplained. A self-identified Bigfoot researcher released a strange video captured during one of his field trips.
Where'd it go? There's part of it. Where'd it go?
The clip shows a dark figure moving among the trees, though it doesn't seem as large as most descriptions claim. Some suggest it might be a younger creature, while others think it's just a person dressed in dark clothing. Despite the curiosity surrounding it, many remain doubtful that the footage depicts Bigfoot at all. A live camera placed to observe a pair of nesting bald eagles ended up recording something completely unexpected. Mounted high atop a tall tree, the camera usually streamed calm scenes of the birds caring for their nest. But far below, movement on the forest floor drew the viewer's attention. A dark, upright figure walking steadily across the clearing. Its movements were slow and deliberate before it vanished into the trees, leaving behind a lingering mystery for everyone watching. In 1895, an explorer named Orrin Jeff ventured into Grand Caverns with a homemade box camera, hoping to test long exposures in total darkness. During one session, he reportedly heard faint movement nearby, triggered the flash, and briefly saw 3 figures observing him from the shadows. Terrified, he fled and returned days later with companions to retrieve the camera. When the film was developed, it showed a blurry image of 3 dark, human-like forms near the cave's entrance. Decades later, the photo resurfaced, still fueling debate. Some consider it possible proof, while others dismiss it as an elaborate hoax. After 2 weeks of steady monitoring in a remote wilderness, the research team finally recorded something unexpected. A strange creature appeared, unlike anything they had encountered before. Its dense fur, unusual build, and disturbingly human-like stare fueled heated debate and speculation. The figure's limbs were long, its frame broad and muscular, moving with a careful rhythm that seemed both intelligent and unnatural. At one moment, it seemed to collect branches and debris, performing some unknown action. Then, as quickly as it had arrived, the creature vanished back into the wild, leaving behind only unanswered questions. In 1980, a group of campers in North Carolina's Warren National Forest claimed a terrifying encounter. Late at night, they heard unsettling sounds outside their tents and noticed a tall, dark figure standing roughly 20 feet away. It seemed almost 7 feet tall, broad-shouldered, and heavily built. One camper managed to take a photo before the figure swiftly disappeared into the darkness. Disturbed by the incident, the group quickly packed up and left the area. The story briefly appeared in local newspapers before fading from attention, leaving behind only rumors and one blurry photograph. While driving along a secluded forest road, a motorist noticed movement in the trees and quickly reached for his camera to record. Moments later, a dark, upright figure appeared, tall and imposing, before retreating into the forest and disappearing from view. The driver scanned the area from inside his car, hoping to catch another glimpse, but it was already gone. When he reviewed the footage later, he became convinced he had filmed Bigfoot. In 2009, Bigfoot enthusiast Michael Green positioned a thermal camera in a forested part of North Carolina, an area known for its reported encounters. To draw potential activity, he placed peanut butter and squeaky toys atop a tree stump. Later, the camera captured something strange. Squeaky toys atop a tree stump. Later, the camera captured something strange, a dark shape moving into view, gently swaying before vanishing back into the trees. Some of the toys were later discovered shifted farther into the woods. The 3-minute recording, later nicknamed Squeaky, was reviewed by analysts who suggested it could depict Bigfoot. Even today, it remains one of the most debated pieces of alleged evidence from that region. A calm stroll through the forest took an eerie turn when something massive started shifting among the trees. Walking under the afternoon sun, a woman suddenly froze. Something ahead didn't feel right. She quietly crouched behind a nearby tree and began recording. In the video, a large dark shape can be seen pacing slowly through the shadows, its movements deliberate, heavy, and disturbingly smooth.
Where'd it go?
From her hiding place, she kept filming, her heartbeat quickening as the figure continued moving along the tree line without pause. Was it Bigfoot silently wandering the woods, or something else entirely? What do you think she really saw out there, alone in the wilderness? Deep within Oregon's dense forests, someone snapped this photo near their cabin after witnessing something unusual among the trees. The figure stood tall, broad, and unmistakably human-like, immediately evoking thoughts of Bigfoot. Realizing few would believe them without proof, they were relieved to have captured the image. Yet even with the photo as evidence, one question remains. Do we believe it now? While hiking on Bald Mountain, a couple noticed a dark shape moving through the steep river valley below. It walked upright, entirely black, and appeared to be carrying nothing. For almost 5 minutes, they watched as it moved swiftly and fluidly across the uneven ground before vanishing from view. They recorded the moment on video, though the distance made the footage unclear. To support their story, they later revealed their exact location and the area where the figure had appeared, a spot with no marked trail. The experience convinced them of one thing: whatever they saw, it wasn't human. A peaceful 4th of July hike took an unexpected turn when a hiker caught something remarkable on camera. While moving quietly through the thick forest, surrounded by birdsong and calm, a large, dark figure suddenly appeared, slipping through a narrow opening between the trees. The hiker froze, holding their breath as they continued to film without making a sound. The figure stopped beside a large rock, appearing to lift something small, possibly a juvenile, before heading deeper into the forest. When zoomed in, the footage seemed to show a towering Bigfoot carrying a smaller figure in its arms before vanishing moments later into the quiet wilderness. That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.